You know, the average car payment is now over $700 per month, and people are financing cars for 7, even 8 years. I'm going to say it right now. This single decision destroys more wealth than any other financial mistake you can make. Today, I'm revealing why financing a car is almost always a bad idea. Welcome to Retire Rich. I'm your host, and today we're diving deep into the strategies that can literally transform your financial future. If you're serious about building wealth, you are in exactly the right place.
All right, so here's how we're going to break this all down. First, we'll expose what I call the $700 wealth trap. Then we'll follow two people down two very different paths to see the long-term consequences. After that, I'll let you in on the millionaire's car buying secret. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with an action plan you can use to get your freedom back. Okay, let's start with the trap itself, that monthly payment that feels so normal. Well, it's a very carefully designed system to keep you from ever building real, lasting wealth. It's time to pull back the curtain. Look at this number, $700 a month. This isn't just a car payment. For millions of people, it is a financial ball and chain that they willingly lock onto their own ankle month after month, year after year. It feels normal, right? It even feels necessary. But trust me, it's the anchor that will keep your financial ship from ever leaving the port. So let's reframe this right now. This is not a car payment. It's a voluntary wealth tax. It is a fee you choose to pay the bank and the dealership for the privilege of staying stuck in the middle class. You're basically telling the world you'd rather fund a bank's shiny skyscraper than your own retirement. Every single time that payment leaves your account, you are taxing your own future. Benjamin Graham, the guy who taught Warren Buffett how to invest, he warned us about this. Now, he was talking about stocks, but financing a brand new car is the exact same mistake. You're buying what he calls a low-quality security. That's a rapidly depreciating asset. At a time when you feel confident enough to sign up for a 7-year loan. You're buying at its absolute peak price, with borrowed money, an asset that is guaranteed to be worth way, way less in the future. It's a textbook bad investment. So how does this actually kill your wealth? Well, it's a triple whammy. First, you've got depreciation. You pay this huge premium for an asset that loses, 20% of its value the second you drive it off the lot? Poof, gone. Second, interest. You're paying a bank extra money for the privilege of losing money on that car. Think about how crazy that is. And third, the most dangerous one of all. Opportunity cost. This is the silent killer, the massive invisible fortune you give up because your money is trapped in a metal box that's losing value instead of being invested and working for you. Okay, theory is one thing. Let's make this real. We're going to see how this one decision can create two totally different lives. We're going to follow two people for the next 20 years and see where this single choice about a car takes them. It's pretty eye-opening. So meet our two contenders. On the left, we have financing Freddy. Now, Freddy thinks that new car smell is the smell of success. He links his self-worth to the car he drives. The authors of The Millionaire Next Door would call him an under-accumulator of wealth. On the right, we have cash flow Caroline. She's what they'd call a prodigious accumulator of wealth. To her, a car is just a tool. It's an appliance to get from point A to point B. Her scorecard isn't the logo on her car. It's the balance in her investment account. Let's watch this play out. Year 0, Freddy signs up for that big loan. Caroline buys a nice, reliable used car with cash and immediately starts investing that same $700. Fast forward 7 years. Freddy finally pays off his car, and what does he do? He feels free for about a minute and then goes right back into debt for an even more expensive car. He's trapped. Meanwhile, Caroline just keeps on investing, month in, month out. Let's jump to year 20. Freddy has spent 14 of the last 20 years making car payments. He now owns a car worth maybe 10 grand. Caroline? She's had her money working for her, compounding for 2 straight decades. And here it is, the brutal, undeniable result. After 20 years of work, all Freddy has to show for it is a $10,000 used car. Caroline, just from this one decision, has a net worth of over $410,000. How? It's not magic. It's just relentless compounding. That $700 a month, earning a pretty conservative 8% average return in the market, grew into a small fortune. That right there, that is the opportunity cost made visible. That is the true price Freddy paid for a couple of new cars. I mean, those numbers are just staggering. But it's not some secret trick. It's a mindset. So now let's break down exactly what Carolyn did, because she was just following the proven playbook that quiet, everyday millionaires use all the time. The research from Millionaire Next Door spelled this out perfectly. First, they almost never buy a brand new car. Why? They let somebody else take that huge initial depreciation hit. Smart. Second,
They're planners. They don't just show up on a car lot. They do their homework, they compare, they know exactly what they want and what it's really worth. Third, they pay cash. This isn't just to avoid interest, It completely flips the power dynamic. It puts them in control. And most importantly, they get it. The real scorecard in life is your net worth, not the kind of car you park in the driveway.
Ramit Sethi just nails it with this. The biggest win you can have isn't haggling for another $500 off the price. It's the years of driving without a car payment. Every single month Caroline drove her paid-off car, she was able to send another $700 soldier into her investment army. Freddy, he never got to experience that. He was constantly funding the enemy's army, the banks. I'm going to hammer this home because this is probably one of the most important ideas in all of finance: opportunity cost. Freddy didn't just spend $700 a month. He spent the $410,000 that money was supposed to become. He literally traded a future of financial freedom for a present with leather seats and a new car smell. It is the most expensive trade you could ever possibly make. This is ancient wisdom from the richest man in Babylon, and it was basically Caroline's entire philosophy. She saw every single dollar as a potential worker, and her goal was to get as many of those workers working for her as she could. Freddy's goal? It was to send his dollars to work for the car dealership and the bank. One path built a fortune, the other just built a long payment history. Okay, so we've seen the trap, we've seen the Millionaire's playbook. Now, let's make this real for you. Let's build your personal action plan to break this cycle for good, and you can start today. All right, here we go. 4 simple steps. Step 1 is the most important. You have to make a decision right now. Promise yourself you will never finance a brand new car again. Step 2, get strategic. Figure out the price of what I call your freedom car, a great, reliable 2 to 4-year-old vehicle you can actually afford to buy with cash. Step 3, automate it. Open up a separate savings account, call it Car Fund, and pay yourself first every single month. And then step 4, this is where the magic happens. The day you buy that car with cash, you turn around and automate that would-be car payment straight into a low-cost index fund, and then you just let it grow. Look, let's be totally honest with ourselves here. This isn't really a math problem. The numbers are simple. This is a psychology problem. That deep desire for a new, financed car, it usually comes from somewhere else. It's about ego. It's about status anxiety. It's about worrying what other people will think of us. So this is the question you have to ask yourself, and you have to be honest. What are you really buying? Are you buying transportation, a tool to get you around safely and reliably? Or are you buying status, a shiny object to tell the world, hey, look at me, I'm doing well? Because one of those costs a reasonable amount of cash, and the other one costs you your financial future. And I want to leave you with this incredible idea from Morgan Housel. He says, real wealth isn't the flashy car in the driveway. It's actually the opposite. It's the money you didn't spend on the car. It's the investments that nobody sees quietly compounding in the background, buying you something far more valuable than any car ever could: freedom. The freedom of your time, freedom from worry, and the freedom to live your life completely on your own terms. That's a wrap on today's episode. If this helped you see money differently, smash that like button. Subscribe to Retire Rich for more wealth building strategies, and drop a comment telling me what topic you want next. Remember, your financial freedom starts with the choices you make today. I'll see you in the next one.